Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, Brandon Wynn, back again with Critical Failure. It's been a little over a week, I think, since I've done a video, maybe two. Uh, had a couple days off, literally a couple days ago, and I was busy, so I didn't film. But I woke up, or got woken up, I should say, as my girlfriend had been my alarm. Uh, but I am on the crawling claw, which I almost called it the crawling. Uh, and I actually really like this thing because I can imagine this for my necromancer called Ketsa, which I think I've talked about. I totally kind of want to have one of these as a necromancer. But to get into the lore, the crawling claws are severed hands of murderers animated by dark magic so they can go on killing. Wizards and warlocks of a dark bent use crawling claws as extra hands at their labors. Now, the reason why I say that, in terms of using it for my my character Ketsa, is because he's more neutral, as some Yanti are neutral evil. I can see him using this to get more or less the assassination thing that will be used or spoken of later in this, if I'm correct. Magical origins. Through dark necromantic rituals, the life force of a murderer is bound to its severed hand, haunting and animating it. If a dead murderer's spirit already manifests as another undead creature, what? Oh. If the murderer is raised from death, or if the spirit has long passed on from another plane, the ritual fails. So that took me a second to understand, because I just thought it was a period, not a comma. So while reading this somewhat in the dark, it kind of confused me. The ritual invoked to create a crawling claw works best with the hands recently severed from the murderer. To this end, ritualists and their servants frequent public executions to gain possession of suitable hands or make bargains with assassins and torturers. That's fucking creepy, but yeah. Creator's control. A crawling claw can't be turned, nor can it be controlled by spells that control undead. I mean, there's no intelligence behind it. It's just literally a hand. Nor can it, blah, blah, blah. These foul monsters are entirely bound to the will of their creator, which can concentrate on a claw in sight to mentally command its every action. I think that'd be really cool to use this as like a second creature within combat. If the crawling claw's creator doesn't command it, the claw follows its last command to the best of its ability. I just imagine this thing like scuttles all around, just like walking behind her. It's just like he'll hold like his like arm like in his sling, and then the crawling claw will just kind of be like somehow resting in the sleeve. That'd be kind of funny in my opinion. Uh, Commands given to the crawling claw must be simple. A claw can't be taxed with finding and killing a particular person because its limited senses and intelligence prevent it from tracking and picking out specific individuals. However, a command to kill all creatures in a particular locale works. So basically, it's like kill absolutely everything. The claw's like, I can do this, and then either die trying or succeed. A crawling claw can easily feel out the contours of keys and doorknobs, crawling from room to room on a blind killing spree. Wow, I didn't even think about that. This thing can like literally just like feel for like a keyhole and then just like find some keys and just figure it out. That's fucking cool. Malign intelligence. A crawling claw possesses little of the intelligence and memories of the individual of which it was once a living part. Technically, it says a little bit, so it can technically have something. They hate jealousy and greed. I have to say gorilla. I was wondering what the fuck real meant. Greed that drove the person to murder lingers on, however amplified by the claw's torturous, fragmented state. Left to its own devices, a crawling claw imitates and recreates the same murderous acts it committed in life. I just imagine it gets like a garrote, I think that's what it's called, and just wraps it around and just pulls by itself. And it's like you're trying to like grasp for an arm, but it's just the bone. And I imagine that like it sharpened itself on like all sides where you just slice your hand open. Living claws. If a crawling claw is animated from the severed hand of a still living murderer, that's fucked. The ritual binds the claw to the murderer's soul. The disembodied hand can now return to its former limb, its undead flesh knitting to the living arm for which it was severed. That's just fucking grody, dude. Ugh, that actually made. Oof. Made whole again, the murder acts as though the hand has never been severed and the ritual had never taken place. When the crawling claw separates again, the living body falls into a coma, destroying the crawling claw while it's away from the body kills the murderer. However, killing the murderer has no effect on the crawling claw. That is fucking terrifying. Can you just imagine that you're literally just walking around, you've been at a fucking stump for like 2 years, and then all of a sudden your fucking hand just comes up? That'd be terrifying. So, and then there's the undead nature. Yeah, because it dies. The crawling claw does not require air, food, drink, or sleep. Not gonna lie, these things are fucking terrifying to think about. Just imagine just fucking reattaching itself and it's still necrotic, like dying and shit, discolored, rotting, smell and shit, but you just act like it's nothing. Ugh. The crawling claw. It's a tiny undead, neutral evil. I mean, like, it doesn't have the will of its own, so I can see that. AC of 12, which is pretty high for fucking just a hand. Hit has a hit point average of 2. I like that. 1d4. Speed of 20 feet and a climbing speed of 20 feet. This thing's got like fucking spider crawl or some shit. Strength of 13 plus 1. Dexterity of 14 plus 2. Constitution of 11 plus 0. Intelligence of 5 minus 3. Wisdom of 10 plus 0. And a charisma of 4 minus 3. Its damage immunities are poison, understandable. Condition immunities are charms, exhaustion, poisoned. Senses are blind sight up to 30 feet, and it's blind beyond that radius, and a passive perception of 10. It understands common but can't speak. I would say it probably understands whatever languages that the original murderer spoke. So if it spoke Draconic and all of like the other languages, like say like Gnomish and Elvish, like if it knows how to speak it, then it should be able to. Its challenge rating 0, 10 XP. It has turn immunity. The claw is immune to effects that turn undead. And its only action, it's a melee weapon attack, plus 3 to hit. Reach of 5 feet, 1 target only, 3 average, 1d4 plus 1 bludgeoning, bludgeoning or slashing damage, claw's choice. So basically, I imagine it rakes across you, or it just beats the fuck out of you. I imagine choking would be more bludgeoning. So yeah, that is a crawling claw. Thank you guys for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I will be bringing more content in the near future, whether it be this week or next week. See ya.